Alright, hello. This is an overview of how I am using blueprints to, I guess, do my game design and such. Um, so just an overview. If I go through a door, and then I'm now inside. So I've split my level into an exterior and interior. And if I'm interacting through a door, that's triggering the load and unloading of levels. On the right, you can kind of see, if I go through the door, you can kind of see the execution flow of how the door is being interacted and what process is happening. So if I'm interacting with the door, I'm casting into my player character. This is like a little check to say if my character is valid, do the thing. If not, then I don't know, it won't activate if a character isn't interacting with it. And then I have a bunch of checks saying if I'm interacting, I am gonna disable the player input. So as the character is going through the door, the level is loading and unloading, the player cannot button mash the controller and interrupt anything else until the character is teleported to the new location, everything's loaded, and then you will get control back again afterwards. I have a few timelines here, which is it's just telling the door to animate. That's what this timeline is, animating the door opening and closing. So I think this is the main chunk down here. Like after the door is finished animating closing, finished, it'll go all the way down here, and this is the bit of blueprint I'm using to stream the levels in and out. And I guess to better show that off, if I could get out. Alrighty, so right now, ignoring the terrain, I have all of these interior looking areas of the map, and all of that is tied to this interior right here. I can't toggle it because I'm in game right now, but if you take note of up here, it says exterior and interior. Once they interact with the door, it's gonna stream in the exterior and unload the interior. So there we go. So if I zoom back out, you could see all of the interior rooms are no longer loaded, and I'm outside again. And that's, again, is being tied to the interaction with the door. So to zoom in on here a little bit, when the player interacts with the door, I have a few enums which lists all of the available levels to load and unload. Doing each door is a blueprint, so through the blueprints I'm able to expose some of the variables, and in this case, when I interact with the door, I'm going to show my interior map, and I'm going to hide the exterior. Once I go inside, this level name is going to appear in the bottom left corner. So just to show that again, in the bottom left corner it says shop, and if I go back outside, it says VA test exterior, and that's just the default name. So jump out of game. So if I look at the interior door, there's no name, so it's going to default to my default map name. And since I'm in editor now, I could show I could toggle the levels now. So there we go. Hide that, hide that, hide. So it's just through code I'm telling it to enable and disable these sublevels. Going back to the door stuff. So this is my UI overlay. So when I interact with the door, the screen fades to black, and then that's when I do all of my loading and unloading. So slight delay to compensate for any fading in and out. This is the main level streaming node. Again, based off of which level name from the enum list, I take that name, I'm telling it to load that level. I have a few more functions to play the door animation to close. And then this is the main player teleportation, which is a function, and if I click it, so this is essentially getting the location of the new door. So it'll take that location, tell that player to teleport to this location, and then that's it pretty much. So I'm teleporting the player to the new location. Since I'm doing a fully dynamically lit game, I need to do some fancy stuff if I'm going into an inside to disable any skylight and directional lights from outside. And this is some extra added stuff for props and such. I guess I could show that off a little bit as well. So, what's my character? So since I'm using sublevels and stuff, I wanted to have the ability to pick up items and bring it with me. So all of the props live on the persistent level, so they're always in memory. So if I interact with the door, I should be able to bring this with me, and that's, there we go. So I'm able to do that because of pretty much how I laid it out. Like again, it's all the props is in persistent, and depending if I go through the door, this is telling me to bring the prop with me, and it toggles its collision and such as needed. So once I teleport to the new location and everything's loaded, I could then unload the previous area, and then this plays more door animation and some extra timing and fading in from UI. And then at that point in the code, I re-enable player input. So after I've successfully teleported to the new location and loaded, you now get input, and now the player can move around again. And then once the UI fade in from black, in the lower left corner, this is where I would display the level name that you're in. And this is, yep, that is pretty much it. And after that, the last execution goes all the way back and resets the do once node, and it just stands by until I interact with the door again. And to do it one more time, let's bring this gas can with us. So fade and then fade back out. And that should be it for the door loading and unloading streaming level stuff. And if I go out the back door, and that is that. Thank you.